Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's Facecast. We've been looking at Old Testament passages. We've been up into the New Testament in Hebrews of late. Today we get a gospel passage. Normally I'm jumping up and down with excitement at a gospel passage. Today's a bit more challenging though. Here we go. It's from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 5, verses 21 and 22. You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, "Do not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment." Well, we'll leave it there. The passage goes on to say a lot more about attitudes, and indeed it's a question of attitude that Jesus is getting at here. When he refers to long ago and murder, we're talking, of course, about the 10 Commandments. And one of those commandments being, do not murder. Quite straightforwardly, this is a wrong thing to do. And the understanding that it's wrong has persisted down the ages and has formed part of the civil law of our country and most other countries too. We are not to murder. But then in the next verse, he goes on to say, actually, if you are angry with your brother, you'll also be subject to judgment. Is being angry with someone the wrong thing? Why? Maybe someone's done something to you or against you which has made you angry. And you feel you have a right to be angry because they've done something wrong. What Jesus is saying here is that initial anger that you have is the wrong attitude to hold because it can lead to something like murder. If not the actual murder of someone, then certainly it can lead to harbouring the attitude of wanting to do harm to someone, to wish harm to someone. And that can grow and fester within us into a long-term, ongoing resentment and dislike and hatred of someone. And that is contrary to living the Christ way, or contrary to living the way that Jesus has taught us, which is to love our brother, to love our neighbour, even though they may do us wrong. In fact, especially if they do us wrong, we are to love our neighbour, our sister, our brother, because that's how we repair that which is wrong. So being angry with your brother can lead to worse things like murder. So that in itself, the attitude that we hold in our hearts, and that's where it all starts, isn't it? Within us. The attitude we hold in our hearts towards others is what is important, because those things can go on to lead to other things. Now, when we see it like that, when we explain it in those terms, it kind of makes sense. It doesn't mean we necessarily do these things or we follow these ways. We understand that, if we're angry with someone, obviously it's not going to be beneficial to them or even to us, because it just makes us wound up and tight inside and fosters unforgiveness. The answer, therefore, is forgiveness. To say to God in your prayer, Lord, I'm sorry for my anger. Please forgive me and forgive my brother, my sister for what they've done that's made me angry, and help me to be the person who restores a right relationship by going to them and saying, there's something between us. Can we sort it out? I'm sorry that I've been angry with you. Make the first step and say to them, talk to them and talk through whatever it is that might be a problem. Does that make sense? To sort out a problem earlier before it gets to the point of being angry with them, or even hopefully before it gets to the point we want to do them harm in any way, in particular wanting to murder them. And we say those things now, that I could murder them for doing this. We don't really mean it, although a bit of us inside actually wants to do them harm. We need to sort that out. We need to talk to God about it. We need to pray about it and bring it to him. Ask for his help, his forgiveness. Bye for now.